sometimes following your heart can cost you dearly, at least when it comes to New York City real estate. I know, that's harsh. Someone needs to tell you the truth before you stretch your budget to breaking point, okay? Sacrifice your financial security and end up house poor in a neighborhood you can't actually afford to enjoy. I'm Erin Vlock with Luxury Living in NYC, an associate broker at Keller Williams, New York City. And today I'm breaking down why your dream neighborhood might be a financial mistake, the hidden costs nobody actually talks about, and how to know if you're making an emotional decision that will haunt you for years. This isn't about crushing your dreams. No, it's not. This is about making sure your dreams don't crush your finances, okay? Let's get real. All right, mistake number one. You're stretching your budget so far to get into your dream neighborhood that you're setting yourself up for financial stress. Yeah, here's what's happening. Fall in love with Tribeca or the West Village or maybe the Upper West Side. You've romanticized living there. You've seen Sex in the City, right? You've told all your friends that's where you're buying. And now you're willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So you max out your budget, put down the bare minimum down payment, you take the highest mortgage payment you can possibly qualify for, you drain your savings in order to close, and you move into your dream neighborhood, completely broke and stressed. Yeah, no bueno. Now you're making a mortgage payment that's eating 40% or more of your take-home income. You have no emergency fund, you can't afford to furnish the place properly, you're like eating pizza on the floor, you're saying no to dinners with friends because you're cash-strapped, you can't take vacations, you're one unexpected expense away from financial disaster. And here's the cruel irony. You're living in your dream neighborhood, but you can't afford to enjoy it. You can't go to the great restaurants. You can't shop at the boutiques. You can't do the things that made you want to live there in the first place because all of your money is going into your mortgage. This is called being house poor or house rich, cash poor. And it's miserable. You've sacrificed your lifestyle to afford the address, which defeats the entire purpose of living there. The rule of thumb is that your housing costs shouldn't really exceed 20 to 30% of your gross income. If you're going above that to squeeze in your dream neighborhood, you need to seriously reconsider whether it's worth it. If you're not sure whether you're stretching too far or if your dream neighborhood is actually financially viable to you, that's exactly what we at the WeLot team help buyers figure out in our consultations. So first thing to do, click in the description box below. There is a Calendly link there. Set it up for a good time. Mistake two. The hidden costs of living in premium neighborhoods are way higher than you realize, and you're crushing your budget. Everyone focuses on the purchase price and the mortgage payment, but that's just the beginning. Premium neighborhoods come with premium costs for everything, okay? Property taxes are higher. Maintenance fees, common charges are higher. Parking can go from $500 in one area to $1,000 or $1,500 or more a month if your building doesn't include it, which it doesn't. Moving costs are higher because you're in a dense, difficult to access neighborhood, but it goes beyond just the housing costs. Everything in premium neighborhoods is more expensive. Cup of coffee, dry cleaning, groceries, right? You're shopping at more expensive spots, Cinderella instead of somewhere else, right? Going out to eat, which is part of the lifestyle appeal in any neighborhoods. Maybe instead of $100, you're paying $200 to $250 a person at restaurants. The spin class that was $40 is now $80. The yoga studio membership is $250 a month. Even getting your nails done costs you more. You might be thinking, I won't do those things. But then why are you paying a premium to live there? Yes, you will. The whole point of living in a premium neighborhood is to access the premium amenities and lifestyle. This is why you buy, okay? If you can't afford to participate, you're paying for something you are not using. Let's put real numbers on this, shall we? Say you buy a premium neighborhood versus a good neighborhood. Your mortgage might be $500 more a month. Your property taxes, $300. Your maintenance or common charges, $200. Your parking is $400 more. That's surprisingly $1,400 more a year, or $17,000, $1,400 more a month, or $17,000 more a year. Before you even factor in higher costs of living. Over 10 years, that's $170,000, plus opportunity costs of what that money could have earned you if you had invested it elsewhere. Is living in that specific neighborhood worth $170,000 more than living in another neighborhood? Maybe yes. You just have to think about that before you make that choice, okay? 3, your dream neighborhood might be at peak pricing right now, which means you're buying at the worst possible time for investment return. Neighborhoods go through cycles. They get discovered, they get hot, prices soar, they plateau, decline. And then the next neighborhood becomes trending. If you're buying into a neighborhood that is at its peak of the hype cycle, you're paying a maximum price for potentially declining returns. Here's how this plays out. Williamsburg was a hot neighborhood 10 years ago. Prices were insane. Everybody wanted to live there. If you bought at the peak, your appreciation has been modest at best, and in some cases, flat or negative after accounting for inflation, all depending upon when you bought. Meanwhile, neighborhoods that were less trendy at the time have appreciated significantly. The same thing happened with the Lower East Side. Same thing happened with Dumbo, even certain parts of Harlem. Every neighborhood has had their moment where prices peak, and buyers who bought at the peak didn't see the returns they expected. Your dream neighborhood might be having its moment right now, okay? Everyone wants it. Prices are at an all-time high. There's massive competition, and you're convincing yourself you need to buy now before you're priced out forever. Herd mentality. You see this, right? What if the hype is already baked into the prices? What if the smart money is already moving to the next neighborhood? What if you're the last buyer in, paying peak prices, and then watching as appreciation stalls for the next 5-ish years? This doesn't mean you shouldn't buy there if you truly love it and you plan to stay long term. But it does mean you shouldn't expect your property to be a great investment, okay? You might be paying for lifestyle, not for appreciation. You're allowed. If you want to understand where your dream neighborhood actually is in the market cycle and whether now is the right time to buy there, our Luxury Buyer Masterclass can walk you through the entire process to give you a better idea of what to expect when we go through that. But the truth is, you're going to want to set up a consultation with us, because even if you learn the process, we're going to go over supply and demand trends for each neighborhood that you're interested in. I give you some real good ones right now. Mistake 4. You're in love with the idea of living there, but the neighborhood doesn't actually match your real lifestyle needs. I see this a lot with people that are relocating, and it's huge. So many buyers don't realize it until after they've already bought. Maybe you're dreaming of living in Tribeca because it's cool and prestigious, right? But there's no great dog parks nearby for your dogs, okay? Maybe there aren't the restaurants that are the type of restaurants you like to go to. Maybe you're surrounded by empty nesters and you really want people who are home that are going to be able to hang out in your building. I don't know. Maybe you're set on the Upper East Side because it's classic and elegant, but you've decided, but later on when you move in, you realize that it doesn't have the social scene you want, and it's a crazy commute to get to your office, right? Maybe all of your friends live in Brooklyn, but you just wanted the Upper East Side address. You might feel disconnected and you're spending a fortune on Ubers every weekend to get to where the action is. Or maybe you want to live in the West Village because it's charming and it's beautiful. It is. Cobblestone streets, say less. But you work in Midtown East and your commute is now an hour each way. You're spending 2 hours a day on the subway when you could have lived somewhere with a 20-minute commute. Your dream neighborhood needs to match your actual daily life. I see this all the time. Buyers fall in love with the neighborhood based on its reputation, Instagram, TV shows. They don't think about whether it actually works for their Monday through Friday reality, and then they're miserable because they're spending hours commuting, or they can't find their community, or the lifestyle doesn't match what they actually need. Before you commit to your dream neighborhood, spend some time there during the week, not just on weekends. Walk around at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. See what the commute is actually like. That 6 train in the morning is up. Notice who's around and whether they're your people. Make sure you're buying into a lifestyle that fits, not just an address that sounds impressive. If you're trying to figure out which New York City neighborhood actually matches your lifestyle, not just your fantasy, book a free consultation with me. Click the link in the description box below, and we should have an honest conversation about where you should really be looking. I mean, right now, I can go over like 6 neighborhoods that are insane deals, okay? Mistake 5. You're so fixated on your dream neighborhood that you're ignoring better value in neighborhoods that could actually make you wealthier. Here's the reality. The neighborhoods everyone dreams about are usually expensive because everybody wants them. You are paying a huge premium for a name and their reputation. But there are other neighborhoods, often right next door, that offer maybe 80% of the lifestyle for like 60, 70% of the cost. Let's look at real examples. Everyone wants Tribeca, but what about Hudson Square Financial District? You'll get similar industrial loft aesthetic, similar access to downtown amenities, but significantly better values because of the street. Everybody wants West Village, but what about the East Village or the Lower East Side? You get a neighborhood feel, the walkability, the culture, but at a more reasonable price point. You want Park Slope, but what about Windsor Terrace or Kensington? You get similar vibes, park access, and brownstone charm for much less. The question is, are you buying for your life or for your ego? If you're buying to impress other people, then yes, you need the prestigious address. But if you're buying to build wealth and live well, you should be looking at value. Here's what value buyers do. They identify the features they actually care about. Maybe it's walkability, access to good restaurants, proximity to parks, a sense of community, whatever. Then they find neighborhoods that offer those features without the premium price tag of the most famous neighborhoods. By doing this, they buy more square footage, lower carrying costs, they have money left over to invest and enjoy life. They often see better appreciation because they bought before the neighborhood hit peak hype. Your dream neighborhood might give you bragging rights, but the neighborhood right next door might give you financial freedom. And honestly, both are fine. It's just, which one do you want? Which one matters more to you? We'll help you with either. So how do you make a smart decision instead of an emotional one? Get brutally honest about your budget, not what you're approved for, but what you can comfortably afford while still saving, investing, and enjoying your life. Calculate total cost of homeownership, including the hidden expenses we spoke about, right? Spend some real time in neighborhoods you're considering. Don't just visit on a sunny Sunday afternoon. Go on a Tuesday morning. Go on a rainy weekday evening. See what commute feels like. A couple of times a day. Notice what businesses and restaurants you'd actually use. Expand your search to neighborhoods that offer similar features to your dream neighborhood at a better value. You might be surprised at what you find. Run the numbers on what you'd save by choosing less expensive neighborhoods and what you could do with that money. Could you retire earlier? Could you take a better vacation? Could you maybe send your kids to a different school? Could you invest and build real wealth? Those are real trade-offs. Also, ask yourself why you want to live in that specific neighborhood. If the answer is about impressing other people or living up to some image that you have of yourself, could be a red flag. If the answer is about genuine lifestyle and daily happiness, that is completely different. Your home should enhance your life, not constrain it. If buying your dream home means you can't afford to live your dream life, you need to rethink your priorities. I want to hear from you. Have you ever stretched a little bit too far for a dream neighborhood? Or have you chosen value over prestige and been glad you did? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else make a better decision for themselves. And if you're trying to figure out whether your dream neighborhood is actually the right option for you, or if there's a better option you haven't considered, I am offering exclusive, limited, free consultations to serious buyers in New York City. During your consultation, we'll talk honestly about your budget, your lifestyle, and your priorities. We'll look at your dream neighborhood and some alternatives. We'll run the numbers on total cost of home ownership, and we'll help you make a decision that you will be happy with, not just on closing day, but 5, 10, 8, I don't know, however many years from now. Please be sure to book that appointment in the link in the description box below. And remember, as always, we at the We Lot team would love to be your global real estate team of choice, and we would be honored to help you with your New York City purchase. Until next time, bye guys.